What's up YouTube, this is Tubedigga. Today I'm going to show you a technique as an alternative to using the warp function within the AKAI MPC Live. So why would you need an alternative to the warping function that's now available in the AKAI MPC Live and AKAI MPCX? Well, for me personally, I'm not a big fan of the artifacts that are introduced when warping samples, particularly breakbeats, which I use a lot of. So I'm going to load in a breakbeat to show you what I mean. So I'm going to go to my SD card, samples, breaks, classics, and I'm going to find the Amen break. And let's go to our sample editor. So I'm going to choose this well-known section of it that occurs towards the last sort of third of the break. I'm going to chop off the crash symbol at the end. Let's discard. So now we've got that nice rolling section of the break. Okay, so let's go to the program editor. Now, as you can see, the default BPM is set to 120. If we now take the aim and break into our first pad, it's calculating that BPM as 68.94. Well, I know from memory that the aim and break is around 139 beats per minute. So that's for some reason is halving it. So let's change that to 139. So this is our break without any processing. So we're working at 120, but we've told the sampler or the sampling engine that the original break is 139. So it's not done any time stretching, but because our sequence is at 120, if we now press warp, our break sounds like that, with obvious time stretched weird pitch artifacts going on. Just to show you how that would sound without the warp. It's obviously not in time now. And this is with it warped and in time. So how do we get around that? So let's go to our sample editor. Let's press trim, regions, and chop it into 16 regions. Let's convert that. We're going to use a new drum program using slices, non-destructive slice, create events over 1 bar, because we've got a 1 bar loop. And let's put that onto track 2. Let's go down to track 1 and just clear that track so we don't get a clash. Let's go back up to track 2 with our new bounce chop program. So we've got our original pitch. We're at 120 beats per minute. We're dead on time because we've split it into 16 slices, but now we've got a big gap in between those slices. How do we get around those gaps and that choppiness? Let's go to a program editor. Let's choose all pads or all zones. We now want to add a tail to fill in those gaps. So the way we will do that is make all our slices set to loop, and then we'll adjust the amp envelope to get that loop to ring out over, a few hundred milliseconds. So loop is currently disabled because our sample playback mode is set to 1 shot, so we need to set that to note on. That will allow us to use the pad loop function. Let's activate that. It's currently in forward loop mode, but we're going to change this to reverse because I found that forward loop and ping pong loop introduce some clicks. So let's just first have a listen in forward mode. It's looping each slice. They're not getting cut off by the next pad in time. So if we were to speed up the tempo now, we would lose that jumpiness. Let's select the reverse mode now. So as you can hear, we're running at the original pitch. We're at 120 beats per minute, so we've slowed down our aim and break, but we've not adjusted the pitch in any way. We're not using the warp function, and now we don't have that choppiness. So let's now mess around with the pitch. So let's first go up. So although the range isn't huge, you still start getting, you know, weird things going on when you get up to about 5 semitones. But to my ears, it's a lot smoother and less robotic and has less of that classic time stretchy, warbly effect. Let's see how it sounds pitched down. So to my ears, again, that sounds really clean now. There's no jumpiness. So let's again take it all the way up to 175. So we've not time stretched it at all. We've just split it into sections. And now we've got individual control over how they behave pretty much. Let's pitch that up at 175. So I hope this video has been of use to you guys and you found it interesting. It's just an alternative to using the warp function in MPC Live, which I think is great, but I'd much prefer to chop my breaks and then have that control myself on how the looping behavior in the envelopes work and which BPMs I want to set it at. But it saves you having to set that, and I just think the overall sound quality is quite a bit better. So any questions or comments, please put them down below. Please like and subscribe, share this video, I'd be most appreciative. And this is Tubedigga, and I'm out.